Hello again everyone and welcome along for the final game of the day. It's in the mixed 15s category and it's Ireland taking on Wales. Hope you're looking forward to this one then to close out today's games I should say, in what's been an excellent first day of European Junior Touch Championships action. Just awaiting the hooter to sound from the centrally timed Omnisport Centre here in Vichy, where the games are being played, with the game taking place concurrently at the moment will be England against Ireland in the boys 18s, and we are here off and underway in Ireland against Wales in the mixed 15s on field 1. Ireland playing from right to left, Wales in the red from left to right as we look at it from our main camera position. This is the Ireland number 1, Broughton, bringing it forward, and there's the game's first touchdown immediately, just like that, right from the off, and Ireland strike first. Run you through the Ireland squad then. They have number 1, Serge Broughton, who's just been involved with that first try for them. Number 2, Luca Kloppin. Number 3, Andrew Henson. Number 4, Mayan Falua Ayodele. Number 5, Philip Ayodele. Number 6, Isaac Young. 7, Ross Byrne. 8, Brian McCulloch. 9, Matthew Cockton. 10, James O'Ryan. 11, Ahmed Devitt O'Byrne. 12, Neve Pertil. 13, Effa Pertil. 14, Sloan Rangitawa. 15, Katie Rowan. And 16, Evan Tynan. Come to the Wales lineup in a moment, but it's the Welsh side who are on the attack at the moment. This is Jensen across wide left, but out of play. Ireland then here leading by a try to nil, with the first minute played at the start of this final game of this Friday's day of action. Excellent run through here for Ireland down the left side. It's Andrew Henson. What a try this will be. Henson all the way from deep inside his own half. Just burst through the first line of Wales defence and then continued and was never going to stop. What a run and what a try. 2-0. We'll quickly try and get through the Wales squad then. Number 21 is Caitlin Morris. 30 is Ellis Jones. 33 is Fionn May Edgill. Number 34 is Fionn Tune. 36 is Finlay Britton. 38 Fred Dineen. Number 43 Harry Lelewin. Number 44 Harrison Hire. Number 50 Ivy Jensen. 55 Lewis Jones. 59 is Matthew Clatworthy. 60 is Maidi Jenkins. 63 is Noah Williamson. 66 Prior Liley. 68 Rodri Harris, and number 72 is Ross Rossi. So then here back to the 5 metre mark for Wales, looking to strike back, having conceded those 2 tries. Lewis Jones enticing the touch. Ellis Jones across to number 34 Fionn Tune. Down but not before the touch. Jones. Wide left it goes here for Wales, but the ball down on the deck. Referee's whistle blows there and it's down for an Ireland penalty. Just been made to take that again. Ireland, the referee just with a talking to as to how that should be done correctly with the Ball needing to be touched with the foot before leaving the deck and rising into the air. It's been brought back here with the touch on Ireland's number 12, Niamh Purtell, but it was a strong run down the left flank. Broughton picks it up as the half. Crossed over onto the right, McCulloch. McCulloch breaks past the first couple of Welsh defenders, but it's brought back after the touch was called. Broughton, McCulloch, those two linking up nicely once more. An option to the right. Instead, McCulloch will go alone. Completely sold the Welsh defender. Edgill bought the fake pass to the right, and McCulloch went through and happily with the touchdown makes it 3-0. Well, Ireland lost their opening fixture 8-6 to France before going down 11-3 to England earlier today. Wales have incidentally also lost their first two fixtures, 8-4 to Belgium and then 14-0 against England. But it's Ireland who are on top at the moment in the mixed 15s category against Wales. Tough times for the Welsh team. McCulloch, who scored that splendid latest try. Henson with a sign of frustration across to the left. Ross Byrne plays that across to the right wing, brought back to the 5 metre line. Isaac Young trying to break through again. The call from the sideline was for him to try to do just that, but was touched before reaching the line. Encouragement given to Young from the bench down below us. Instead, it comes across to this side with the number 16 on hand. Eva Tynan there to make the touchdown, and it's 4-0. Wales coming forward themselves here, having conceded 4 already. Could be in for a long evening's game if it's going to continue in this fashion. Wales looking to score their first try. Brought back though here for Ireland's possession once more. We've played 7 minutes and Ireland have scored 4 tries. One of them was from that man McCulloch. He once more is involved with the play, and running down the left here is Ayodele. Ayodele goes on, and Ayodele places it down comfortably. Under no pressure for that try, having just come on to replace the previous try scorer in Brian McCulloch. Ayodele immediately involved, and he makes it 5. Well, this has been a splendid start to this game for Ireland. Wales conceded 14 against England, mentioned that just a minute ago, and the track that we're on, they're on for an even worse evening game than that one earlier. England very much one of the favourites, if not the favourite in this particular section of the competition, but Ireland and Wales both with an opportunity in this game to really look to impose themselves and get their first point of the tournament on the board, and it's Ireland who've taken this game by storm at the moment. Plenty of time left, but it just looks unlikely that Wales are going to be able to bring themselves back into it and really cause Ireland any problems. 6 touches. Placed down there by the Irishmen as they move their way forward via Henson. Henson makes his way in field, now Tynan.
Isaac, set up a scoop on fifth. Isaac, go Matthew.
Cockton.
Take it in, scoop. Pass it up.
Young takes it on and goes all the way through here. No touch on Young. Has to release across and does. An excellent try this time converted by Aoife Purtill. And that really was all about the run from Isaac Young, who picked up the ball after the roll ball. As the half ran through a couple of challenges without the touch. And laid it on a plate for Purtill to convert 6-0. Here's Noah Williamson, who did score a try earlier on today. Audrey Harris is their top try scorer with 2 at the moment.
Feet closer to there, so go back, see how I can extend and still get you. Yeah, so get your feet a bit closer.
Ireland with possession back. The hooter sounds then as the much welcome drinks break from both sides, but particularly a Welsh perspective, given the way that this first quarter of the game's gone for them. It certainly hasn't been favourable at all. Ireland very much in cruise control. They lead by 6-0.
Once you got your water just over here, just grab a seat if you want.
Water in here.
Come over here, guys. Here we are. Grab a seat.
Water, let's go.
Over here. Circle up, guys. Here we are. That's quick. Come on. Okay, you've been happy with that half, with that quarter? Yeah. Okay, you're doing really well. Things are really maintaining. Then you turn around to me, driving here. I got dummy half, you're coming around. So let's pick that up. That was our best quarter so far, but we were maintaining our step.
1 minute 20.
Okay? We want to maintain
1 minute 20.
Yeah, it's just we're getting it a little bit too loose for my liking. Do you understand what loose is? We're trying to score, we're doing jinky, we're getting excited, people are celebrating, high-fiving, and then when your next job is to sub, you're talking in here to someone, okay? So let's just get a little bit more focus, okay, and like have the same intensity for the second quarter. And then we're after turning over in our own 7, so we're straight on now. We're going to be a defensive 7. So let's keep them in.
Come, hands it.
Ireland again. Ireland 3. 1, 2, 3. Ireland!
That's our ball. Let's get 6 out there quickly. That's
right, Isaac, you're fine. Yeah, I think it could be that could be a turnover, guys.
Oh
yeah, turnover. You're doing so much straight off.
Focus on the game now. No, it's very good.
It's they're defending. Next job. Get set.
Their ball, it's not half time, it's just drinks break. Harry? It's our ball. Harry, stay free. Harry? Their ball, it's just drinks break.
Bit of a dispute going on here as we return to the action as to which team's ball this should be to get us restarted. Wales maybe thinking that it should be theirs. A couple of the Welsh camp didn't think so as well. There was a bit of an internal dispute going on, but we will restart with Wales in possession.
Get back.
So into the second quarter, Ireland leading by 6-0. Absolutely dominant in that first period of 10 minutes. Of course, slightly unusual for it to be split up into 4 chunks of 10 rather than 2 20s, but with the heat that we've been mentioning, that the conditions that the games have been played in across the course of this Friday's action, it's necessary, with player welfare, of course, at the forefront of everyone's minds. It's knocked on there, over on the right flank, and the ball's back with Wales. They'll be hoping for a better quarter here than the quarter that got the game started. They have to take the game in small chunks. Look at periods in isolation. Look for an improvement from that first, what really dreadful 10 minutes it was for them. This is better though. Up and over the halfway mark. Here's Rossi.
Just go straight into it, don't wait, just go straight.
Rossi to Llewellyn. Britton misplaces the pass though. Wasn't quite on the same page as the female Welsh counterpart to his left. He's been brought back for the touch on the leg there of Andrew Henson, I think. Did seem to initially look as though he was going to place that down for the roll ball, but then maybe decided that he thought he hadn't been touched. Not quite his decision, but no complaints when it's being given as the touch. It's a bit of an unforced error with Ayodele there involved, and the ball just spilling loose of his grip. Rossi moves it left. Can Wales finally get themselves on the score sheet? There's a touch there though, I think, from number 15 for Ireland, Katie Rowan. Moved back the required 5 metres. Rossi. Forward they go again, heading directly for the line. 6th touch. Ireland scored a couple of tries in that first half with direct runs forward from positions not dissimilar to this, didn't they? Real pace and power about those couple of runs, which led to tries. Wonder whether we'll continue to see more of that in similar fashion moving forward into later stages here. There's a touch as Isaac Young tries to weave his way through once more. Young fakes to go one way, goes the other to the right. It's spilt though. Just a reminder, this is the final game on Field 1, with a game being played at the same time over on Field 2, but the final game that will be streaming to you from the European Junior Touch Rugby Championships that have been taking place today. But fear not, there's plenty more action to come over the course of the next couple of days. The weekend action tomorrow, where many of the fixture schedules and the different groups will be repeated. Not in all though, some of them don't quite work that way. But Sunday's the big one really, when we'll get the semi-finals and finals to conclude the weekend's action. Still far away from that. Ireland coming forward. This has been a better 4 or so minutes following that water break. From a Welsh perspective that is, but right on cue, Ireland managed to score their first try since that restart. Put home simply there by Ayodele. Mayan Faluya, Ayodele with 2 Ayodeles in this squad. Haven't seen much of Philip so far, but Mayan Faluya there managing to touch it down. Well, everybody had come back for a restart from the centre there, but the referee, I think, has given that as a forward pass by the sound of things. And so that's off for Wales, and you can cancel everything I just said, because it's not the first try since the restart for Ireland. And in fact, it stays at 6. Great running from Jones. Brought back to the position in which he was touched. And this, I suppose, is one of those slender victories that I was mentioning for Wales. Moral victories, if you like. The fact that they haven't conceded within the 6 minutes since that drinks break restart. Touch there called by Broughton, and the referee agrees.
Always follow it down. You've got to be closer to the play.
Purtill. Copton across to Purtill. Did she get it down in time? A couple of Welsh defenders claiming the touch. And it's brought back to the 5-metre mark.
Matthew, go wider.
Definite touch that time. It's the 5th touch. Wide left it goes, where it this time will be put down. Put down again, but for the second time in fairly quick succession. That's a try that Ireland momentarily thought that they might have scored, but it's been ruled out by the officials. Certainly not quite enjoying the same levels of successes that they were in the first 10 minutes, are they, Ireland? That's a really loose pass though there for Wales, and an unforced error to give the ball away. Gifting possession back to Ireland. An option to the left here, and surely this time maybe it will be put down before the touch, will it? Referees in conversation. It's that same player, Eva Tynan, who's looked to get it down before the touch.
Well done. Well done.
Just about in time, I think, was the touch there. Definite contact that time from Harry Llewellyn.
Yeah, touches, Isaac.
Stood it's Ireland applying the pressure. Wales in possession, claiming a touch there was one of the men forward for Ireland. Has it been brought back for that? The hooters sounded anyhow. And that's going to be the closing action for this second period, which means that Wales ultimately have managed to see that out without being breached once more. But still they failed to get themselves on the score sheet in way of a try for themselves. The midway point at the interval, Ireland 6, Wales 0.
Great stuff, everyone. Well done. Same three anyway. Nice on the wing. We're all rooting for you now, that low. The Bauer on fire.
Katie, just do Kate over here. We're all here, Katie. Was that it?
No, yeah, they got him on that. You gotta get him on that. And they self-take that to left one news.
There's a different area. Oh, yes. If I don't forget. Again.
It's all this lack of fear.
I said it. I know.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'll talk again on Sunday night. Do you know what I mean, like?
There's nothing wrong with being Irish. They're not really Eric. Like, not win it. Yeah, just does it feel like? I want to spray. I'm not. I won't spray.
Where's the who's on?
Welcome back then, and it's Ireland who are leading Wales by 6 tries to 0. All coming in the first half of that first 20-minute period in this mixed 15s fixture to conclude today's European Junior Touch Championships action, live from Field 1. Field 2 incidentally also being completed at the moment, with England taking on Ireland in a boys 18s fixture. Just awaiting the sound of the hooter then for the start of this final period of 20 minutes. And there it is, right on cue. And the game resumes with Wales in possession. Here's Dineen.
John, shoot!
Jensen. Jensen invites the touch. It came in due course. Dineen received that from Britton, who scored one of Wales's tries earlier today.
Wait, Brian.
From the 5 metre line there, and the first touch is made by Ayodele. Britton, Wales looking to spread the play from centre to left initially, but now back to the centre. Across it goes. Can they reach the line before the touch? Andrew Henson was there as the defender in closest proximity and managed to get the touch before the line. And it's a mistake there made by number 38, Fred Dineen. Likewise there for Ireland, and it's not the place that you want to be committing such errors and conceding possession. 6 touches from here for Wales. It's a good chance for them to break their scoring duck in this one. Dive for the line. Was there a touch from Doyle? It could well have been. Been brought back to the 5 metre mark, so that answers that question for you. Referee's whistle's gone. Have to be honest, I'm not sure exactly what for there, but looks as though it's a penalty for Wales. So 6 more touches from here. And this is probably Wales's strongest spell in the entire course of the game so far. A dive for the line made by Finlay Britton. Celebrations cut short. Dineen certainly felt that one should have stood, but not the case. Here is Dineen with the ball in his hands. Roll ball back for Hayer. Britton goes for the line. It's on a number of occasions now that Finlay Britton and Fred Dineen are trying to be that pair of Welshmen to break through the Irish defence. Not quite happening for them at the moment, but certainly say that those two look the most likely. Ivy Jensen that time trying, but not succeeding. All of the action though has been in, well, really within the close proximity to the line there. They felt that there was a touch, but just a bit of confusion. There wasn't. Ultimately the ball ending up down on the floor, and it's a moment of respite now for Ireland, having defended for a significant period. Finally back with the ball. Tyan picks it up as the half now. Broughton. Broughton's roll ball back to Broughton. On he goes, but it's spilt forward and knocked forward there. Knock on by Aoife Purtill.
Push forward, Serge! Serge, go get the middle! Serge, go get the middle, Serge! Get the middle!
Lost control, Serge.
How much are you winning this battle? Come wide, girls! Come wide, Aoife! Aoife, come wide! Aoife, come wide!
Miscontrolled there, and it's possession back with Ireland. Broughton inviting the first touch. Broughton then increases the tempo of the play from the second. Broughton goes for the line, and did he get it to it? Certainly thinks he did, and indeed that's the decision given. It's 7 now. 7 tries for Ireland and still scoreless for Wales.
Okay, it's number 1.
Well done, good, well done, Serge. Beautiful.
Number 1, Serge Broughton on the score sheet once more, as you can hear that just being confirmed down below us by the match official with the scorecard. 7 to the good now are Ireland. It's a long period that Wales have seen out without conceding, but ultimately that period of play comes to an end and Ireland score once more. Moving it from left to right, touch there means it's the 6th.
Isaac, come off quick! Isaac, come off quick! Isaac, quick, Isaac!
There's the second touch on Isaac Young, he's to be replaced.
Wait. Good point.
Ayodele to Henson. Henson just slowing the tempo of the proceedings a little bit. Back to Henson now, who ups it once more, and Henson with the touchdown.
Let's go defence. Let's go Big D now.
8-0, and this time it's Andrew Henson who adds the try for Ireland. really, really positive way for Ireland to respond, having lost their first 2 fixtures. They'll play Belgium tomorrow morning, and then England again in the afternoon. Belgium will be their final fixture of the day tomorrow, so Belgium twice and England sandwiched between that is the fixture schedule tomorrow for Ireland. It'll give them some confidence moving into it, you have to feel. 2 difficult fixtures against France and England earlier today, but very much the dominant and stronger of the 2 teams in this particular game between the Irish and the Welsh. Incidentally, whilst we're on the topic of fixtures, things look very much more bleak for Wales. This will be 3 losses, and they'll have to play France and then England tomorrow, as well as France at the end of the day, so can't really see where the points are going to come from for them, in all truth. It's difficult for them, really, a difficult situation, having of course travelled over to Vichy, the long trip made from Wales, and then to go there and maybe, by the looks of things, even end up coming away with no points. Don't want to preempt that on them, but certainly that's not a bad prediction. Henson. Henson across to Tynan over on the right side, that's 5 touches, and then it's spilt loose by Sloan Rangitawa. Haven't seen much of her in this game so far. Rangitawa, but on now wearing the number 14. Touch and go here across to Rangitawa. It's placed down following the touch, Tynan. Moving forward here is Ayodele across to the left, where it's touchdown for the next try. Is that being given? I think the call from the side was try given. Indeed it was. Sometimes difficult to tell when you don't get to see the whole picture. But Ireland that time can confirm their try, and it's 9. Approaching double digits now, aren't they, Ireland? That will inevitably be the next target for them. I'm sure they'll have no problems in reaching that, although they did have a 10-minute spell in the first half where they weren't able to break through the Wales defence again. We'll see how the game continues after this forthcoming water break soon. Can Wales find themselves a try for just that little consolation to add to the score sheet themselves? There's the buzzer and the aggressive defence to try to bring to an end this third quarter. Indeed, the third quarter does come to its conclusion. So with half an hour played of touch here, it's Ireland who are leading convincingly, really convincingly. Ireland 9, Wales 0. 10 minutes still to go after this drinks break.
Skins up, let's go, skins up, skins up, skins up, let's go. Good work, team. Grab your waters.
Well done. Water break, so you need to bring it down.
Yeah, just move water and in. Good.
No.
Okay, circle up, guys. Circle up.
One minute warning.
It's the wrong ball. The wrong ball. Straight away. Start. It's the wrong ball. Yeah, they dropped the ball. Yes, right.
3-man drive.
Pass it. Go look it.
Ireland roll ball there gets us restarted. It's the final 10 minutes of all of the action that we've been bringing you across the course of the day in the European Junior Touch Championships. Ireland here leading 9-0 in the final game. Weaving one way then the other there was Andrew Henson looking to squeeze his way through the gap. Henson across to the left, and it's a simple finish of that move, and Luca Kloppin with the touchdown, and that is double digits now for Ireland. It's 10-0.
J'ai pas vu le numéro. Il est parti.
Wales coming forward here now. Harrison Hyatt. Back to Williamson. Would be nice to see Wales score a try for themselves as well, wouldn't it? Scored 4 earlier on against Belgium, but were unable to breach the defence against England. Has that been given as a try? There's a bit of a wait before the celebrations, but there it is, and right on cue, Wales do manage to breach the back line of Ireland. It's a disappointing one for Ireland from their perspective. They would have been looking to keep the clean sheet intact, but not to be, and it's 10-1.
I missed the number.
Oh, come on. It doesn't that.
Well, there you go then, there's the consolation for Wales. There's still time for them to maybe add another as well, but so be it, that's true for Ireland too. Serge Broughton wearing number 1 there in possession as we speak. He's been very impressive across the course of what the 32 minutes that we've played so far. Going through there was the number 5 Philip Ayodele. Looked to go alone rather than use the left wing option. Maybe looked to fake that run through, but it might have been wiser to just play it off to the female part of the team over on the left. Those 3 male players taking control at the moment in the central roles, with the female additions to the team working the wings.
Get ready for triple tap.
It's a tactic that's worked for them at the moment. Can't be questioned when you're 10-1 to the good.
Nice, Brian. Well done. Up we go. Yes,
Wales coming forward here with more of a purpose about them initially, but then they've been pulled up for that 6th touch, I believe.
Cheeky! Cheeky!
Okay.
Cheeky!
Yes, you got.
Oh, great running forward down the right flank again. There's a free run to the goal zone. And there it's placed down for the touchdown by Philip Ayodele. Scored a similar try in the first half, and he's added another here, I should say, in the second as well. Closing in on the final 5 minutes, and Ireland at number 11.
It's on the side there, James on there too.
How's the hammy?
Just so quick going forward down that wing, isn't he, as he sets off on his bike and just seems uncatchable. Really great run and simple finish to the try.
Control, control, control.
Good back. Yes. Good.
Touch made there on Andrew Henson of Ireland, as we are now into the final 5 minutes. It's a mistake that wasn't one that we're used to seeing from Ireland. Katie Rowan's pass maybe just slightly above slow and Rangitawa, but you would have expected Rangitawa to control and bring it under her spell nonetheless. It's gifted the ball back to Wales, and this is another opportunity for them, but an opportunity that they don't take, as Lewis Jones's pass was wayward. It's another wayward pass, and it's almost a moment of disbelief with the lack of quality in the past few moments. It's just got a little bit scrappy in the past minute or so. Ireland very much with the points in the bag, but they won't want to see their levels drop as there goes through the Wales number 36 to score. It's a second try for them, and a second try of the day for Finlay Britton.
Cathy, t'as de l'eau pour les hier? Do you want water? Yes, wait, please.
Just a reminder that in this format all teams will play each other twice in this section with the mixed 15s group, and then it will be winner takes all. The league winner will take the gold medals at the end of it. England look good for that at the moment. France also applying pressure on England, though probably would have been expected, although maybe Wales with more of a challenge hasn't been the case, as Ireland there go to add another try for themselves. Makes it 12-2 with Ayodele adding another. Talk about predictions going into it though, in the different categories. It's so hard to predict given the fact that this tournament's been missing. It hasn't been part of the schedule. Touch has hardly had a schedule over the past 2 years, with the way in which the COVID pandemic has disrupted everything, especially on the international stage with the different border regulations and COVID controls. But great to see this competition back. It's been a really positive first day of action, certainly on field one, and what we've seen of it to bring to you live. It's a bit of a strong coming together, and it's the Irish number 15 female player Katie Rowan who was involved with that. It's been brought back to the 5 metre mark. They'll have 6 touches I think from here at Wales. Referee just keeping control of the required distance that Ireland are required to move back, but then it's a misplaced pass over onto the left, looking to utilise that left wing option again with the ball from the centre across to there, but that time not paying off for them.
Nice job! Nice job!
Yes, good.
Careful, Andrew. Nice, that was good.
Go, Isaac, go!
Run, Isaac! Run, Isaac!
Isaac Young there sent in the opportunity to try to run all the way through, but the whistle's gone, and the ball will be back with Wales.
Back 10 on the ref. Back 10 on the ref.
That's the way. Nice, Matthew.
And up, Ross.
Matthew's starting to lift now, bro. It's really good.
Higher
Higher.
into the closing seconds. Can Wales find themselves another try?
Corner, Isaac.
Looked for a large portion of this game as though they might not get on the score sheet at all, but they've breached the Irish defence twice. That's the 6th touch, possession overturned. And there's the hooter to signal the end of today's play as this final touch will come in and the referee blows the whistle to confirm the end of proceedings. And so that means that this one finishes in the mixed 15s category with Ireland well and truly on the right side of the scoreline, having been on the wrong side of it in their opening 2 fixtures. Both of these 2 teams had lost their first 2 games, but it's Ireland here who have beaten Wales by 12 tries to 2. And so that then concludes the action that we've been broadcasting you live from the Omnisport Centre in Vichy over in France. It's been a hot but very much enjoyable day in the sunshine. I do hope you've enjoyed our coverage today. Today was just day 1 of 3, remember. Jonathan Bullard will be behind the microphone to take you through the action tomorrow, and I'll be back for finals day on Sunday. We've witnessed in excess of 300 tries across the 3 different fields of play, with all of those on field 1 having been brought to you as they happened live. Thank you very much for tuning in. The players will now take a much needed rest before the action will continue tomorrow morning at around 8:50 AM UK time. We'll see you then. Thank you and goodbye.
One